Thank you, Malvika, for being with us, and we really appreciate the time you have taken out to be, with us and discuss your journey. So, Malvika, we would like to know why Nykaa, and why not any other marketplaces. So, is there any specific reason why you have chosen Nykaa?
So, Sunil, first of all, thank you for allowing me to share my experience with other viewers. And I think this process, this part of the journey will allow me to be more grateful of my professional journey, of what, I have learned from Nika and overall my mentors, which I am going to share it with you.
Okay.
So, thank you for that opportunity,
Most
first of all.
welcome.
And secondly, why Nika? So, my career started, like, I'll just give a little brief about how I started my career.
Sure.
So I did Masters of Fashion Management from NIFT Gandhinagar.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
I had always heard that people going into that field will be going into buying and merchandising field, either in a retail like a shopper's stop, landmark. So that was a very predefined notion of all these students at that particular time.
Okay.
I had been the person that I had always wanted to do something really different from others.
Okay.
So Jabbi mentors used to come and whenever we used to discuss that what kind of journey one should have. So I
Mhm.
started my journey with a front end profile, and I
Okay.
was working with Zara.
Wow. Okay.
So Zara gave me an immense learning in how really a front end thing works.
Mm-hmm.
And being in Zara, you are in like a system, you are in like that kind of system where there is always fast fashion, where there is always changing of fashion within a day,
Correct.
and everything was like based out of international fashion. So that was a key learning for my front end profile, which I really evolved eventually, and I really understand their online part. I mean, just in time, their kind of process which was working, and the kind of systems they were following. I think we Indians still need a lot of time to come into that sector.
Right.
So that is how my journey eventually started, and then I was in Shoppers Stop, my
Mm-hmm.
retail forefront.
Okay.
That time I was handling the front end plus the back end profile. So Shopper Stop was an amazing opportunity because that time I knew how front end works. And that time I was getting an opportunity to work in the back end profile as well. But we all know that COVID came into the picture,
Yes.
and we all know that how the retail spaces were like badly in shut. That time I really did my research work, and I noticed that this the essentials were playing a very key important role, and the online fashion, where I was also not a very firm user of an online fashion, gave me an insight that okay, COVID gave a birth to use
Right.
online fashion more
Right.
efficiently. So obviously, to start my opportunity with, I use Nykaa because I saw Nykaa a very growing thing, because when I was in college, if you want to buy a beauty was synonym with Nykaa.
Right. Agree.
Every corner of the room was in synonymous that if you want to buy a nail polish, you want to buy a foundation, you want to buy any grooming product, Nykaa
Mm-hmm.
was a synonym. So Nykaa.com was so prevalent in the industry that when I was studying, I think it became something, how it is to work with Nykaa.
Right.
So when I was trying to switch again during that time, I saw that Nykaa Fashion eventually started, where they started with Indian wear products, and their key positioning was different among other marketplaces.
Right.
So Nykaa was very, very clear about its positioning, about its key strategy,
Mm-hmm.
about its premiumness, about its curation, about its, you know, uh, well placed, that, we are not in comparison with any of the e-commerce platforms.
Right.
There are many to name, which we all know, but Nykaa was a very different sector altogether.
Right.
So, 5th September 2020 was the date I still remember,
Okay.
that men's fashion apparel we had launched.
Right.
And the excitement, people were already on leading marketplaces, but to come on Nykaa was a very different experience, because we were learning the new UI UX technique.
Right.
We were learning the new, the customers were really looking forward to, buy from other portals rather what they have been buying from, to look for deals, to look for brands.
Right.
So that was something what Nykaa was dealing for.
True.
So Nykaa is primarily is known for curations. Curations basically the exclusivity. Like we have that kind of premiumness on our platform, which really tells you that you want to buy something. It's not just a discount driven website. It's
Right.
more of an experience that you're buying. So, if I'm buying, for example, XYZ brand, t-shirt or a jeans or something, you're not just buying a t-shirt or a jeans, you're buying a Nykaa fashion experience there,
Right.
which really, matlab, even after working, and even if I'm seeing it from the from the background, I could see that, it's not just buying a product, which I usually do it from other e-commerce platforms.
Correct.
So Nykaa had got such premiumness, and during COVID times, Nykaa.com, I think, was on hit. People were buying products like anything, and you just go and don't go on the platform and buy anything until unless you don't have the trust factor.
Right.
Trust factor includes the return policies, the easiness of buying a product and getting it delivered at a right amount of time. I personally was using Nykaa.com from a very long time.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, because of their services, because of their premiumness, and because of their wide array of products, you want
Mm-hmm.
anything. There's a lower ASP product available. There's a
Mm-hmm.
higher ASP product available,
Right.
and there are better deals, better positioning, and I mean, and there are free gifts. There are free lucrative things which which would allure the customer that I would want to buy. Let's see what happens next.
Right.
The kind of sales happening, the kind of UI UX happening, so that created a very major curiosity in me that
Right.
point of time. So when I heard that Nykaa Fashion is going to launch men's fashion apparel,
Mm-hmm.
it was an challenging opportunity for Nykaa Fashion to to grow its step in this category. And secondly, I would also wanted to see how brands are reacting to Nykaa, that
Right.
we are going to launch for men's. Are
Right.
you guys ready to come on it? And I could see brands were like bullish to come on Nykaa.
Right. They are.
And in any new brand, they would come to me that we would want to get a brand live on Nykaa. Why? Just because of the premiumness.
Right.
Because people want, they're they are not just creating product, they're just wanting people to buy the experience.
True.
Now the old fashioned thing that we used to buy, okay fine, we are buying from this brand, we are getting a t-shirt. No, I'm getting a whole experience of that particular brand, because that is going to take it my background history, that okay, I used to buy this particular product from that brand. Now I'm going to be repeating that purchase again and again.
Right.
And understanding the male customer part, like I did a lot of research during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
how male counterpart is buying for his needs, and
Right.
how a female is different. And by God's grace, I was even invited for one of the exhibition also to talk about it in
Okay.
Noida.
Okay.
So that time I really learned that men's are very specific to their needs.
True.
And during COVID, we could see a lot of loyalty shift to the customers. Like somebody who's buying a US Polo T-shirt
Mm-hmm.
had started buying Jack and Jones T-shirt,
Okay.
because the need, the size has changed, the availability. Like, you have a phone, you have a product in your hand, you have a lot of brands in your hand. Okay, somebody said that this brand is good. Now you just need to order it, and if it is not good, you just return
Correct.
it according to your accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see a lot of loyalty shift of male segment, because even in my personal experience, I could see that males are very specific. If they are needing something from a particular brand, they are going to order that. But
True.
during COVID, I could see a lot of selection changes, that if not this brand, why not this brand? So
Correct.
let's keep it a shirt. So that was a very interesting thing to study about.
Right.
Secondly, the accessibility for the male. Like,
Mm-hmm.
male, they really know, I want to buy a lower, I want to buy a t-shirt. They are not going to buy anything else. But I could see that they are browsing all through the brands, what all brands we have, what all um, deals one is having, and what kind of price points one is catering to. Apart from that, I could see that even the male customer are interested in buying something addition to it, which the
Mm-hmm.
female counterpart do it,
Right.
which was prevalently seen. So we could see that the online section, the online part of the brands, they were so matlab, they were like so revenue driving, that they were like, I would want to create my online part so strong. I would want to create that backbone, because most of the purchases are happening from online
Mm-hmm.
store. So that was a very
Correct.
key factor, and I think Nykaa, uh, knew where to control the part, and Nykaa
Right.
knew that how to, uh, hold that part, and the brands were like, and it was a very easy launch for us
Right.
because the brands were willing to come on the platform because of the premiumness, because of the
Right.
curation that I just mentioned, and Nykaa was able to cater to the customers, and Nykaa was able to get hold of those brands which the men's counterpart are really interested in.
That's right.
So that was a very lovely, matlab you can say a relationship which I could see, because if a new e-commerce portal is, coming into the picture and you would want to launch a particular set of brand, you would need a lot of, brand value, which I
True.
think Nykaa already had.
Correct.
So that was the relationship that I had with Nykaa, which made me really think through it that, I think working with Nykaa, and until date, 2020 was the date, and 2024, I'm still associated with Nykaa because the brand is, the portal is, continuously, getting new things, getting new features, and there are so new things happening. And in terms of UI UX, in terms of experience, in terms of uh, customer acquisition, in terms of brand positioning, in terms of fest happening, in terms of Nykaa being a very high portal for social media, catch through for the
Right.
young influencers. I think there's so much to talk about Nykaa.
Definitely. Definitely. And
So
yeah, thank you. You know, you actually have answered a lot of my questions in this process already. So, but I read a lot of things about the founder, and I really must say that she is one of a different kind of, visionary person in India who's taking this e-commerce industry into a different segment altogether. So there are a lot of learnings that are coming from Nykaa in particularly. Also, I mean, I just wanted to add from my side, there is a great amount of recall value that is also getting, created, and especially for, a category which is a men's category for that as well, because a lot of parcels they, regularly come at home. So men, they do often see Nykaa quite a few times. So that recall value is helping a lot, and for that reason, I think there is still a paradigm shift that is happening from a lot of other marketplaces, and I wish that continues for the generations to come. And there was one more question that was, there in my mind for a long time. So, about these fake products, right? So a lot of people they have a lot of questions about the fake products because they had very bad experiences from a lot of other multiple marketplaces. So question is, Malvika, how do Nykaa keep a check on original products and fake products? What system do you use? And I've seen personally, my wife or my relatives, they have never received any fake products. So how do you keep a check on that? That's very tough, I guess. That's very tough.
So, for any e-commerce platform, RTOs or the returns is a very, very integral part, and
Right.
it has to be a very healthy ratio for any e-commerce platform,
Right.
be it, like for even a brand like RTOs or returns have to be in check, because the whole revenue gets affected because of that. So,
Right.
in this process, foremostly, very important, we take care of first checkpoint that we have is the cataloging of the product.
Right.
The cataloging of the product, if it is correct, would lead to low returns. For example, if I'm sending a white shirt, the description should say that it is a white shirt, not a brown shirt.
Right. Okay.
And if there are some brands, there are some Gen Z brands that we have just launched on Nykaa,
Right.
and we are pretty much sure we see a lot of advertisement on Instagram, like the Soul Store, or different brands. Now what they have is they have a very different kind of sleeves. So
Right.
when you have a different kind of a product, different kind of a style, you would want to say a disclaimer that if you're a size M, you can use a size L or a size S,
Right.
because of the style of the product. Like it's a drop down shirt, t-shirt, or it's a raglan sleeve t-shirt.
Right.
So what we make sure on Nykaa is the proper cataloging of the product, and
Okay.
we thoroughly QC those things in a very well defined manner.
Okay.
So if I'm onboarding a brand, I'm not just onboarding a brand, I'm onboarding the entire soul of the brand.
Okay.
It has to replicate that what brand is known for. I'm
Right.
not here to, just do my business that, okay, I've onboarded my brand. Now
Mm-hmm.
my responsibility is over. No, I have to see that, the products, the collection, the products, the sizes, the inventory, everything has to be available to the customer. So
Right.
it can be only available when you know that, the proper cataloging of the product is entirely taken out. If not, there has been a certain changes in the model products. So, what happens is when we shoot a particular product, we see that, the we change the picture, we would want to change it to the collection name.
Right.
So what we do is we try to get it changed on our platform ASAP, so that, the customer sees the new data, the new catalog, and the freshness of the catalogs.
Right.
So we ensure that. Secondly, we have a very strict dispute reconciliation team which checks in that even if a wrong product is delivered, you need to ensure a right, footage is covered, or you need to share a footage within 7 days, that what actually are we giving to the customer.
Right.
And if we don't see the particular product in a very well defined manner,
Mm-hmm.
we dismiss that case and we give it to the brand's end.
Okay.
So why 7 days? Like many brands had a problem that, 7 days is too less of a time. We need to invent, we need to, inbuilt a camera which is like a high definition, because if camera is like really far, you cannot see
Right.
what kind of product is getting packed for the customer.
True.
So in our system, what I've seen is we are very keen in these processes. We are very strict, I would say.
Okay.
So these two these two are the very basic checkpoints for my set of plans, which I do for men's, for even on Nykaa, what we are following. After when all this is done, I think we don't have anything left also, because अगर हम लोग proper cataloging करवा रहे हैं, हाँ हो सकता है customer did not like the product, so that is a different case. But if the customer has received a wrong product,
Mm-hmm.
we would ensure that, we would ask the customer to send us a, picture of that particular product, the size tag. If you're saying you have received an XL, you wanted
Right.
an L, give us a, screenshot of that thing, and then we will ensure. Then we will see
Right.
what was packed to the customer, why wrong data was fetched. So everything has been streamlined for us. There are steps involved.
Right.
Right cataloging. Right cataloging will ensure that, right details are visible to the customer,
Okay.
and right details are visible. And if by any chance the
Mm-hmm.
wrong product has been delivered, we will ensure to see during packaging time, during the shipment delivered
Right.
time, what was being given to the customer, so
Right.
that the customer knows that there is a fair rule gameplay for the customer, for the brand, for Nike.
Great.
So there's no chance of discrepancy. The customer cannot say that I've received a wrong product, and I'm seeing a right
Mm-hmm.
product being shipped to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's again a different thing. But we are ensuring from our processes that are being followed on very strictly.
Great. Actually, that was a very satisfying answer, both for the buyers and the sellers at the same time, because knowing this process will definitely give, more trust for the buyers. They would understand the process, how the scrutiny works in Nykaa, and they can continue to buy more product. Also, for the sellers, need to know how the process works so that they can avoid anything in the future. So, appreciate that honest answer from your end. So, Malvika, why men's fashion? So, being a female, do you find any challenges handling the men's category? Like, what are those kind of challenges that you're facing? If you can just, talk about it.
So I think this is a very very much asked question to me.
Okay.
Why men's fashion? So I think I believe men's fashion is such an interesting part of the segment that we still have not tapped into.
Okay.
When I had gone men's fashion on
Mm-hmm.
Nykaa, there's so many brands, there's so many size measurements, there's so many styles, there's so many fashion fits, there's so many influencers, so many things which have gone,
Mm-hmm.
untouched for men's.
True.
We feel that, women's have got a wide array of products, women's have got a wide range of, fashion styles. We know that, there are a wide set of brands, but
Right.
when it comes to fashion, I think yes, there are a lot of challenges, but the interesting part is we are still yet figuring it out, because the kind of brands are coming. Like there's a brand called a Pan Project, which I eventually got to know about
Okay.
when I'd gone for this particular conference for my Noida.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that they customize a particular pant, and they share it to the customer, and the chat is, I think, within 24 hours. You just need to tell
True.
your measurements. It's like an online thing. You
Correct.
just need to let know your measurements, the customized way of presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have started doing made to order products as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many, concepts for men's happening. I mean, I personally feel that, why should women have all the fun?
That
Men's
is
are
true.
also
That is
allowed
true.
to be fashionable.
Yeah. I mean,
Men's are allowed to feel fashionable too, I feel.
definitely. I mean, a little bit of more focus and attention towards men's category would make a big difference in this industry for sure.
Sunil, I just personally feel that men's are so much detail oriented when we are men's don't have that kind of variety. Obviously, what women's have,
Correct.
which
Correct.
we are coming up also for men's, but there's so much specific details for men's are coming. Like a man will not buy a blazer which is very ill fitting,
Correct.
but a female can still buy something from a local Sarojini market and still can wear it.
True.
But a man is so clear that, I would want a blazer, I would want it for a particular interview, I would want it for a particular fashion. The structure has to be perfect for that blazer.
True.
I cannot wear something which is like not ill, which is ill fitting. So men, if men is actually, investing money to buy something for himself, he will ensure that he will buy something really good for himself.
Correct.
He's not buying continuously like how females are buying. Okay, I like this. I'm feeling okay. My friend told me this brand is good, or my friend told me that it's an upcoming one. Let's try it. But for
Right.
I think with men's it's mostly like if I'm buying for something, it has to be very specific to the needs. Even if it is a T-shirt, I have seen
Mm-hmm.
that personally. Matlab, when even I was doing my research for this particular conference, and I saw the buying pattern
Mm-hmm.
of males in my house also. I could see that even if somebody is buying a winter wear, for example, here,
Mm-hmm.
they will ensure that they are not going to buy it from a local shop. They are going to
You're
buy
right.
something. It has to be branded. It has to be well fitted, and it has to be so proper that it should last. Not like
True.
women's and ticket. It lasted for 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and then let's buy something
Correct.
else. But they are so particular. Ki the colors are very particular. I've seen a lot of men's where they buy only a particular set of brand. I will buy only this particular set of brand and no other.
The loyalty is
And
more.
eventually,
Brand
huh?
loyalty. Brand loyalty is more towards the brands from the men's end compared to the
Very
female
true.
side.
And the second what I observed was the female counterpart buying for the male counterpart. When I really went there and spoke about a lot of brands in Noida, I heard there are brands like the Bear House, Rare Rabbit, Po. There's so many brands. I could see female people smiling because they buy for their male segment. I said, oh, we buy it for our husband, we buy it for our boyfriend, we buy it for our brother.
Right.
And I could actually connect to the female counterpart. Okay, I mean and people are like, oh, my wife had gifted me a Bear House t-shirt
Mm.
and Bear House shirt, and it is such a lovable product, and I can wear it multiple times, and the quality of the product is superb, and now it is like into my in my list of brands where I will be using it more often.
True.
That is how new brands are introducing into the wardrobe of the men's customer, and the men's are actually allowing the female part to take that
Experiment.
decision up. And for a female, you would hardly see that male is taking a decision for. But why men's again, men's are very structurally aligned. Like if I for example, if personally you ask me if I want to buy something for my brother or my father, I would be very specific, this particular brand, this मैंने अगर ये सुन भी लिया कि ये brand का मतलब sizing अच्छा नहीं है या this is not good, the experience has not been very good, I think I will adhere myself from not buying that, not buying to that particular product.
True.
So, but overall, I feel that men's is a segment where there are a lot of things that needs to be tapped, and this gives me an immense opportunity to
Right.
explore more in terms of brands, in terms of measurements, in terms of fashion style. So, I mean, it's not just that it's just not t-shirt and jeans and lowers. It
Right.
is a more variety that we have still not got into.
So I think you have still 90% to go forward. We just captured 10% so far. It's a long journey to go towards the men's category.
Correct.
So we can expect a lot of new, designs and a lot of new styles coming from Nykaa as well. From a lot of new, I think a lot of new brands are coming up with different concepts and ideas for men's fashion. I think that's a good way. Finally, we have something different to wear. So we men are like, we want
Actually,
to,
most
we do less shopping, but we do good shopping, as in buy less but buy good.
yes.
So that's the mantra. So thank you so much
Actually,
for.
mostly
Hmm.
new e-commerce platforms are introducing the Gen Z products. So I could see a lot of Gen Z products coming into the picture where there is more of Cuban shirts
Correct.
and jackets coming into the picture. And usually these were that time when I was like studying fashion. That time I could see during on the runway or on the film sets or on the serials
Right.
people are wearing it. But I think during all those COVID times when the web series got into the populace and and there's so many influencers for men's. I personally feel that when I see Nika page, I could see so many male influencers coming into the
Mm-hmm.
picture, which actually is seen by the normal person, normal
Mm-hmm.
people. And I've seen professions like my brother, he's a doctor itself, but
Mm-hmm.
he's so much particular to stay stylish in its own way.
Mm-hmm.
And Nika is also a tagline, stay stylish. So I think
Right.
that is what marries the concept. There are people who are so much serious in their profession, but but during their off year they would want to be stylish. So I could see a lot of influencers. They are a doctor. They're engineers. They're in a very serious profession, but I want to buy good. I want to feel good, and I want to
True.
buy fashionable stuff. And that is what I think Nykaa is catering
Correct.
to their needs. Stay stylish is what
Yeah.
Nykaa's tagline is, and Nykaa is actually adhering to the needs.
True. No, I think, see, from the men's perspective, style was something where, they would think about it if they are going in some occasion or some wedding. But I think it's high time that everybody understands that style is everywhere. I mean, it could be in office throughout the year,
Yes.
it could be everywhere. So that will make a big difference once, the men understands this. So, Malvika, any plans to go global, international, anytime soon?
So, Nykaa has already gone global for its other categories.
Okay.
So, Nykaa, it's been like a year. So, the global store is already live for Nykaa, and I think already the women's have already tapped that part.
Okay.
Men's will not be now left behind to take that up, because we are also like the brands who are live on Azar and who are
Mm-hmm.
live on Purnia's pop-up shop.
Okay.
Now they would also want to come on Nykaa for the selling of their particular product. Why? Again, because of the experience.
Okay.
So already the category wise the division has already been started for Nykaa. I think in a short duration of time, men's will also
Okay.
come into that picture
That's
soon.
that's good. So it'll be good for the sellers as well as for the buyers as well.
Correct. Actually, we think about for both of them, because it's like we are providing a social space for the buyers,
Mm-hmm.
and plus for the person who are coming to sell their particular product. So we really need to ensure that a very healthy relationship is maintained for both of them.
Right.
It has to be a win-win situation. It cannot be like, I'm providing all the leeway to my brands and not providing
Correct.
to the customers, or providing all the leeway to the customers and not to the brands. So when that thing happens, I think and I think every customer on Nykaa is actually looking out for certain new aspects or new updates.
Right.
What is new? What is going to be new? So I think on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, we are trying to create a newness for my
Mm-hmm.
males specifically. Women's they already have, but I think men's are more excitement. I see a lot of excitement when I see that there are three apps of Nykaa: Nykaa Fashion, Nykaa Man, and Nykaa.com.
Right.
So when I really feel very proud when I see a customer or when I see a normal person having three apps together. So
Okay.
Nykaa.com, he might be ordering for his or her female counterpart. Nykaa Fashion, he must be ordering something, clothes for himself, or might be some other female person. Nykaa Man is primarily known for its grooming products, which now has apparels also.
Right.
So I mean, but this particular thing is catering to everybody's needs, not just
Right.
his needs as well.
Right. It's a big
So
ecosystem
that
now, I
creates a
think.
complete.
I mean, nothing is left out anymore. So, any
Yes,
new
you want to
category,
buy
anything
any.
new that you are coming up with, which is not here, anything to do with home improvement or any other category, which,
I think we have done a newness in introducing a lot of categories, and
okay,
I think we are yet to launch that. We are still in the process. You will eventually see it.
great.
I mean, it's a very talked about thing, and again, the acquisitions that is happening is actually creating a lot of news. If you see on LinkedIn as well,
True.
so I mean, announcement happen on the portal itself, you would see a lot of buzz coming up in.
Hmm.
So the brand collaborations is going to an extreme level.
Right.
So I think in that part you would see a lot of newness, lot of talk, and a lot of discussion going on.
Awesome. Great. So, one last question, Malvika. I know the time
Yeah.
is going very fast here. So, one last question. So, we're talking a lot of things about fast fashion and sustainability, in fashion industry. So, how is Nykaa playing a role into, sustainability, keeping a balance of fast fashion at the same time? Is there anything different that Nykaa is doing around this? And how would a normal people
So
know about this?
So Nykaa is really, really taking care of the sustainability factor. Like whenever we are having a brand who's having a sustainable process, we are ensuring that we are educating our customers what kind of sustainability process one is taking through.
Right.
Either the fibers are being getting used, either the processes are sustainable. So we are actually creating a category out of it, and there's so many brands coming into the picture, and for all the categories, including men's, women's, even kids, I could see so many categories that the whole talk about is about sustainability,
Okay.
and the brands are really really looking forward to uh, uh, punch in or promote their brand in a sustainable factor, because this is, I think this is like the latest fashion that one can say,
Mm-hmm.
and a very required notion for the environment basis.
Okay.
So there are two things. One, who's wearing a sustainable garment. Again, it's a part of the people. People
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. Okay, fine, there's a sustainable brand. But what is sustainable is something which is Nike is talking about. Like there's so many brands that we have onboarded
Mm-hmm.
where there's a sustainability tag also involved, where we are creating a specific curation for that particular collection.
Okay.
And we are promoting it and letting our customers know you want to buy a sustainable collection for yourself, buy this particular thing from a particular product.
Okay.
So the brands are actually the brands who were not actually creating or curating a collection are actually now creating a collection,
Okay.
and they are setting up the processes that what exactly is sustainable. And Nika is actually playing a very prevalent role because we are catering to people's needs. You
Okay.
want to buy fashionable, we have. You want to buy something really good to your particular need, we have that. You want to buy something sustainable, I think it's like Nikon knows how to cater to
Okay.
the needs of the customer. So yeah, it's a need, and being a TG where there are mostly youth involved, and when we see that the shopping is very well influenced by the talks going on Insta, Facebook, and the influencers that they what they are actually communicating to. So I feel most of the new buyers for us are getting affected because of that decision.
Okay.
So we know how to cater to their needs, and the brand knows how to fulfill their needs by
Great.
creating a specific collection and letting the customer know, yeah, if it's a sustainable product, yeah, because we are having a process to develop this product in a more sustainable manner.
Right.
So I think that is marrying with the Nika's concept.
That's
And for
great.
men's, I could see a lot of new brands coming with a very interesting, you know, manufacturing of the product,
Right.
or the beautification of the product, where we are actually educating our customer. Again,
Mhm.
I initially mentioned it's just not buying a product; it's like buying the whole experience.
Got
So,
it.
everybody is fulfilled here. Everybody's requirement is taken care of.
Okay. Oh, that's a good thing actually. Great. So, Malvika, one last question. If you're not getting late, any
No,
message
no,
you'd like to
I'm
give? Okay. Any message you'd like to give to aspiring young people who want to handle brands or become a POC in any of the reputed marketplaces, based on your experience, what they should focus on, how they should look forward to it.
so I think this particular question was something when I was in my college was
Okay.
lingering upon to me that whenever the mentors used to come and used to tell us and tell their experience, I have learned a lot from them.
Okay.
And I'm so grateful to everyone. How I am here in this journey has been embarked because of my seniors, because of my mentors who have actually have really allowed me to grow.
Right.
So this question was actually the most widely question of mine as well, that whenever the mentor used to come and tell us something about their experience, that what is that thing that
Mhm.
that should be left to us for us to explore. So I think I'll take this opportunity, and I'll give this in a very 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 brief manner,
Right.
creating my college and my professional experience built in together.
Okay.
So foremostly, it's really important when you're studying, not go what others are doing.
True.
It's really important that when you're studying, you're just studying the theoretical part. The mind mapping should start the day when you enter to your college, the day when you decide that you would want to start a specific career in a particular journey. It should start from there, not from that okay, the placements are going to come now, where should I head into? No, that
Agreed.
is something that we have wrongly perceived it. The day you enter the first day of your college, you should know, okay, fine, this is something that I really want to understand, I really want to explore. The There should be a vivid picture, a very blurry picture, which you are
Mhm.
going to crave upon. Okay, this I need to really understand how this fashion works, or how really this industry works. So foremostly, it is really important when you are entering into your college, you
Mhm.
know, these kind of avenues are opened up for you. Now you need to decide where do you need to head yourself. So you do your study part, you need to communicate, you need to ask a lot of mentors about their personal experience.
True.
When they tell you, okay, my luxury journey was like this, okay, my retail journey was like this, okay, my export journey was like this.
Mhm.
These are my set of mentors whom I have got into touch, where I would wanted to streamline to my thing. So I got a lot of clarity. Okay,
Okay.
fine. This is how. So there's a clarity in terms of getting to know their experience, getting to know their challenges, getting to know their part. That okay,
Right.
this was something that really clicked for that particular person. What eventually is my calling? Personally, it has to be your calling,
True.
not anybody else's calling. I could see a lot of kids in my in my college going into buying and merchandising. It was a very very prevalent buying and merchandising, buying and merchandising. I'm like, what is it actually? Do I really want to be that person,
Okay.
or do I have, so for me, going into a front end was such a
Mhm.
difficult decision that okay, are you going into front end?
Mhm.
Like, you studied so much and you're going into front end? I said yeah, because I wanted to go from the level 1 and then go to level 2, level 3, not just eventually go into level 3, level 4. You have to learn things from the scratch. You have to learn things from the basic, that how things are managed from the bottom one. And if you are not doing it, you are not learning it.
True.
Nobody will in the managerial position will tell you that how things are done in a lower form. So for me, I was very clear in that if I want to go to the top of my thing, I want to understand my basic ecosystem. My first ecosystem has to be cleared. So that I tapped upon when during my internship days, during my learning days, I got into so many retail companies where I learned that how their working is. I worked with the with a very good export company. I really wanted to learn how the functioning or how the job is happening. I'm not here just to earn my money that, okay, it's just a kind of livelihood. I've studied from this particular fashion. What people will think about me? I have to do a job. No. I want to do my job with a satisfaction in my heart that I learned something, I did something in my part, and I was able to give value to that particular company where I'm working on. These were my core values when I started working. So when even for 2 to 3 months, when you work in a particular industry, in a particular sector, you understand, okay, this is how an industry works. This is how a retail industry works. This is how a front end works. When you know for 2 3 months, when you know, you have seen, okay, now make a choice where you want to head. Even if you're still unsure, talk to people, discuss, research, and please be clear, where do you want to go. So when you have a goal in your head, okay, fine, let's move, let's explore. Once when you're exploring, so there, it's so one of my mentor, when I was heading for an interview, told me a very lovely thing. It was for a marketing firm, a very good marketing firm where I was giving on, and that time it was just in the need of an hour that, I wanted a job, and it was a very good firm, and I just wanted that tag to be there. That person knew that, because obviously I was an immature, and I knew a job. I did not wanted the job for the sake of doing. I just wanted that label. I just wanted that, I have a job in my hand. That person told me the career is like a T shape. So T shape, the upper portion is for you to explore. Where are you good at? Have that time a lot, understand, give a lot of time to that upper portion of T. But once you know that your good skill lies into this factor, go deep into it. I can actually easily hire you, but are you really good in it? Are you really willing to take that up, and take that up and invest your time in it? That thing clicked in my heart, and I was like, yeah, he's right. And eventually, when you learn from people around, okay, this was my calling, there will be certain bad decisions, but you have to learn from them. So I would actually want everyone to, really come out of their comfort zone. People will be telling you, do this, do that. There will be a lot of money. There will be money. There will be a lot of things, but you want a satisfaction whenever you're working. Money will eventually come. But when you have a satisfaction at your heart, okay, fine. If I'm investing my years in Nykaa, it should not be like I wasted my time. It should be like, yes, I gave what I learned, and I learned from Nykaa. It has to be obviously a two-way thing. You cannot just keep on giving, or you cannot just keep on receiving. I learned from Nykaa. I learned from Nykaa that, there were so many brands involved. There were so many businesses process involved. There were so many commercial discussions, learning from the key learning from the brand, and these kind of experiences which are paving my personality. I think I gave my 110%. And when you leave that particular organization for your own upliftment, you are very well satisfied internally. You're not satisfied that, I want to earn that label. So for me, touchwood, my labels have been really good. Whenever I go and talk about it, I work with Zara, I work with Shoppers, now I'm associated with Nykaa. Yes, it plays an important role, but the key decision making behind all those things was the hard part that I took. Starting my journey from the front end, then going to the retail, after knowing how the exporting industry works, and then heading on to during COVID, how to really navigate your wheel into the online sector. I could have gone to the other e-commerce platform where they are doing eventually good, but then what is the learning? What is the newness, or what is my contribution to that thing? And that was my decision of being here. So I'm really grateful, I would say. I'm really happy, because the kind of mentors I had in my life, and eventually it is for everyone. You should have a mentor. You should have that clear vision. Okay, it's not just I want to do my job. No, you're not here to do your job. You can do a job for like a year, for like 6 months, 7 months. Eventually, then what is the motivation behind it? That is important. So the motivation has to be very inbuilt between. So it starts the day when you enter to college, the day when you decide that you're going into this particular profession. Research. research about it, so that you know that okay, you, even if you have taken a decision of being in a some another sector, some another field, it's your particular decision which you have taken consciously
Right.
by looking around, by learning from the mentors. So then there is 100% satisfaction, because for me Nika has been so important, where I have learned to actually understand, actually manage a lot of brands.
Right.
We feel that it is like a cakewalk. There are like 200 brands, and you're like, there are 200 brands when they're sitting on the top of your head. This is
Okay.
not done, that is not done. It's a chaos. And
Okay.
when we had launched men's fashion, there were sale used to come where there's some, when we are still on the learning stage, this is not right, that is not right, my sale affecting, it used to get bonkers.
Must be.
So the kind of investment of time that you are giving to has to be properly channelized.
Right.
So even, and for everyone who would be listening, or who would be taking this, I would eventually want to say that uh, be really true to your journey. Don't be like, if somebody is doing this, I should also be doing that. That part must be good for that particular person, but for you something else is right.
Great.
So listen to your inner calling, listen to people's experience, and understand where your calling is, and try. This whole, a lot of years, 4 5 years will be left in trying. Okay, fine, this is good, that is good. I mean, the good part is I'm really happy that I had that daringness part, and that daringness, yeah, requires a lot of
True.
uh, patience, requires a lot of sacrifices, but yeah, I think it is worth it. I'm really happy where I am right now, and even if I leave and go somewhere else, I will be very grateful at my heart. Okay, okay, I learned this, now I'm going to give all this learning to that particular organization and learn something else. So I think that is what I have learned from my own mentors eventually. And I think when you're doing a job, or when you're doing any kind of business or anything, it should not be like a, "Arey, I have to do it because of the sake of survival of this." No, it has to be done in a proper way, that when you come home, you're satisfied. Okay, I learned this. When you do this, eventually you add meaning to your life, because you're
Correct.
investing your 8 long hours. You cannot invest 8 long hours in a meaningless thing.
True.
So even if that part is uninteresting for you, find something, talk to the right set of person. Now I think we have got such a strong notion of strong touch of connections. I personally used to do it whenever I was in my college. I used to talk to LinkedIn, to so
Okay.
many people, tell about your experience. How is it like, handling so many brands, or how is it, working with this particular brand, how is it?
Correct.
And I've seen people sharing their experiences to me. I mean, okay, this is how it is. Now, Malvika, see, are you fitting into it? If not, would you want to just try it once and then take a leap? That's my decision.
Right.
So eventually, that helped me a lot, and gratitude, obviously, gratitude to the key learnings of small learnings have actually paved a very important role for me, defining your relationships with people. You're not just working for the sake of money, you're not just working for the sake of getting that. Okay, fine, things are getting added onto my resume. You are working so
Right.
that you have a relationship, also an ecosystem involved in it. So I think that really resonated, and I have really learned from Nika, because जब हमारे पास 200 ब्रांड्स होते हैं तो हमें लगता है कि हमारे पास ये भी है, वो भी है, ये भी है, वो भी है, बट हम ये भूल जाते हैं दैट इट हैज टू बी अ वेरी हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप विद द ब्रांड्स.
Exactly.
So that I've learned a lot.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's very inspiring for many young people who will watch this video or watching this video right now, especially those who are pursuing the same career that you had been doing that in your time. And you were right, absolutely right in saying that there has to be a blurry picture, and they that manifestation should start at a very early stage rather than realizing that should I try this or should I try that, and fail at that miserably. So I really liked your genuine response on that. I hope everybody will understand and pick up few points from Malvika's experience. So she has been with Nykaa and other companies, and her experience has been significant in terms of growth, not many of you would know directly because generally POCs they don't talk a lot outside marketplaces. That's why we have someone from Nykaa to talk about so that people know how the life is, how the brand is, and how's the journey ahead. So Malvika, thank you very much for spending an hour with us and giving us a gist about Nykaa Fashion, their vision, what they are and what they are trying to build for the Indian startup ecosystem, and the overall keeping that balance of consumer and the sellers at the same time. So really appreciate that, and we hope that we would have another conversation in the future as well, talking about something else, maybe better, other subjects more important than what we discussed today. So I hope to connect with you again. And if you have any questions, you may please shoot those questions to me as well. I'll be also happy to answer those for you. That's primarily it, Malvika, from my end.
I think I'm really grateful for this experience because, whenever you let other people know and, they use that experience in their journey of, setting up their career, I think, God gives you an opportunity because when you allow people to, take their experiences and then when you pave your path, you become so grateful and so happy that, wherever you are,
Right.
big, small, wherever you feel, wherever you are, you feel very satisfied. So I think these kind of portals allow you to speak your heart out, speak your experience, so that others can actually pave their way out of it.
Correct.
So I think it is a very lovely thing you guys are doing. Curating other people's experiences, and
Thank you.
people are going to have their thing very cleared and cleared vision they are going to have.
Right.
So I mean, it's a lovely opportunity, and plus, I mean, I'm happy that for all these experiences, I was able to put those into words, and I was able to translate it into my words. So I mean, I'm really grateful for that, and I would really eventually looking forward for other topics also because I think this is what I have learned eventually that when you talk to people, when you share to people, that is how you learn. You
Exactly.
it's just not that you take from people, it's like a give and take. you
Correct.
you take something, you give something.
Yeah.
So I will be really happy that I'm giving out my experience which I have learned from my seniors and giving it to the people. So
That's
yeah.
that. Not many people do that. The learn and share is something that very restricted in a lot of people that I've seen. So with that mindset, I would really appreciate you continue doing that with us or with any other platform you get. So sharing that knowledge, especially in e-commerce industry, is very important because that can help a lot of sellers to grow their business and a lot of buyers to come across their myths and solve it.
Correct.
Okay. All right, Malvika. So thank you for this session, and we look forward to connect with you again in the future.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sunil.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Malvika.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.